Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of insight so close to the vote in Parliament next Tuesday. How do you see it going? Does Theresa May have the majority, or could she actually scrape through the numbers to get her deal through?
Well, from what we're hearing at the moment, with Geoffrey Cox, the Attorney General, that is not really coming back with much, and it's a bit of a deadlock. It's looking highly unlikely that Theresa May will get a vote through next week unless we see any move regarding the backstop, in all honesty.
Is there anything that Theresa May can bring back from Brussels that would convince you to vote for her deal?
Well, I've said all along, I mean, some of my colleagues, they've got different views, but I've said all along it's not a good deal. Anything that keeps us closely tied to the EU, where we're still a rule taker, is not Brexit. The European Court of Justice has still got jurisdiction over us. And my big fear, and actually a lot of Brexiteers' fears, are that, this is going to be the blueprint for what the final deal is going to be like. And if we've given all these concessions in just the withdrawal agreement period and the implementation period, then it doesn't look good for the final outcome of what the final deal will be with between the EU and the UK. So I think we've seen the way the EU has operated, with Greece. They said they wouldn't give any more money in a bailout. It was in the final weekend, the final 24 hours, they came up with something. So I think this is their game of chess. It's whoever blinks first, and unfortunately, we've blinked first every time. They are strong negotiators, but I feel that we haven't been playing our strongest card, unfortunately.
Ms. Jenkyns, wonderful to have you with us today. I know you beat Ed Balls by 422 votes. You are the ultimate marginal conservative. You said in July of last year that Prime Minister May's prime ministership is over. Was Prime Minister May's prime ministership over this March of 2019?
Well, if I had, £1,000 for every time I thought that Prime Minister's premiership was over, then I'd be rich by now. I think, if anything, it's shown that politics were in a different period, unprecedented before. We've looked at Corbyn, how he's still there. We've looked at how the Prime Minister's still there. I mean, the Prime Minister's seen that, the worst defeat a government's had with her withdrawal agreement voted down, and she's still there. So, I mean, I want to focus on, getting the right deal for our country. I mean, as a Brexiteer, I'd prefer a deal, but I do think that we... Sorry?
No, please continue. Please continue.
Yeah, as a Brexiteer, I'd prefer a deal, but it's got to be a good deal. Right. I'm a Democrat. My constituency voted to leave by 60%. And what's the point of giving people a vote and then not honouring that?